Look out now, 8 mystery riddles that'll mess with your mind. Riddles aren't just for impressing your friends or looking super smart at parties. They also train your brain and improve your logical thinking. We've collected some of the hardest riddles out there that will challenge you to think outside the box or outside of your cage in case you live at the zoo. Are you sharp enough to solve all of them? Number 1. Back from the dead. A husband and wife have always enjoyed a happy, peaceful marriage. But one day, the woman shoots her husband, holds him underwater for over 5 minutes, and then hangs him. Yet just 10 minutes later, they're spotted in a restaurant together, smiling and laughing as if nothing's happened. So how is this possible? Is he back from the dead? Try to think outside the box for this one. No foul play here, folks. The woman is a photographer. She shot the picture of her husband, put it underwater to wash off any processing chemicals during development, and hung it up to dry. It's as simple as that. Alright, let's see what develops from here. Number 2. The impossible suicide. The police find the body of a dead woman who's hanged herself from the ceiling. So we finally have a corpse. Yet the room where she did it has no windows, doors, tables, or any other furniture. There's just a puddle of water on the floor. Can you outsmart the police and figure out exactly how the lady was able to hang herself? Time's ticking away. The key here is the puddle of water on the floor. The lady had actually stood on some big ice slabs to hang herself from the ceiling. The ice then melted into a puddle. Chilling. Or maybe melting. Number 3. Fatal numbers. A detective who had been mere days away from cracking an international smuggling ring has suddenly gone missing. But he was smart enough to try and help the investigators in their search by leaving one clue, more specifically, a special code. 710-57735, 345508, 517718. The police have 3 prime suspects: John, Bill, and Adam. Can you break the detective's code and help the police arrest the right criminal? Hurry up! You have 15 seconds. Time's up. The numbers in the detective's code represent letters. So if you read the message upside down, you'll notice that it says, "Bill is boss. He sells oil." So Bill's your guy. Cuff him, boys. Number 4. Innocent killer. One beautiful, bright, sunny day, Daniel kills his wife. He does it in public, right in front of tons of witnesses, none of which try to stop him whatsoever. To add to that, Daniel isn't even arrested or charged with his wife's murder. Well, that's one messed up legal system. How is it possible? Think about it. The truth is both tragic and simple. Daniel's wife was sentenced to death, and Daniel, unfortunately, is the executioner. Well, that's awkward. Number 5. Murder at the park. A man had been strolling through the park when he was suddenly shot in the stomach. Witnesses say the gunman had brown hair, blue eyes, and was wearing a baggy Armani suit. The main suspect is Sean Baker, who matches the description perfectly. The people interrogate Sean, who gives his account of what happened. I was just hanging out in the park, and I saw this man walking along the pathway. And then some other guy suddenly came up from behind him and shot him. I ran home as fast as I could. The police ask him to give a description of the murderer. He answers, he had a red mustache, red hair, and a baggy Armani suit on. However, one of the investigators says that Sean is lying. How does he know? Sean claims that the murderer came up from behind the victim, but that's complete nonsense. The man had been shot in the stomach. By the way, if you like detective riddles and want to improve your logical thinking skills even more, check out our other video. Test yourself to find out if you're among these special individuals. And now, back to more mysteries on this list. Number 6. The Lansdale Brothers. Tom Jones, not the singer but some other poor schmuck, was found stabbed to death in his apartment. The last people to see him were the Lansdale brothers: Joseph, Andrew, Chris, Mark, and Ben. Ooh, they could have their own basketball team. All 5 of them had a motive and an opportunity to kill Jones, so the police couldn't figure out which brother did it. Then, one of the detectives received an anonymous note saying, "Lansdale. He's the killer." 10 minutes later, the police arrested the murderer. Who did they arrest, and how did they know it was him? The detective just read the note out loud. Lansdale. He's the killer. So he immediately knew that the killer was Mark. Nothing fancy or tricky here, just a clever use of punctuation. Period. Number 7. Iced tea. 2 young ladies were enjoying a meal together at a restaurant. They both ordered iced tea to drink. One of them was really thirsty and managed to gulp down 5 glasses of tea, while her not-so-parched friend drank only 1 glass. Tragically, the young woman who had been slowly nursing her 1 drink died, but her friend was just fine. The investigators found poison in all the drinks that had been served. So, how is it possible that the girl who drank more survived? The ball's in your court now. Figure it out. The poison was actually in the ice. So the ice in the tea of the woman who had been drinking fast didn't have time to melt. But the ice cubes in the other lady's drink had plenty of time to melt and release the poison into her tea. Case closed. Except, did the waiter get a tip for putting the poison in the ice? Sorry, outside the bounds of this question. Number 8. The Calendar Mystery. A guy named Alex was staying in the guest house with some of his buddies. But one night he was betrayed and murdered by one of these friends. Some friend. Before Alex died, He managed to quickly write some notes on his pocket calendar in an attempt to help the police figure out the killer's name. He circled the dates March 4th and 5th, April 4th, August 6th, and December 5th. He also wrote the code 12483 on the calendar. Gad, how much time did this guy have anyway? Well, can you crack the code and find out the name of Alex's murderer in only 15 seconds? Let's see what you got. Alex's calendar is named Mitch. How can we tell? Well, the code 12483 symbolizes the order of the letters of the name, and the circled dates represent the number of the letter in the month. Okay, let's spell it out. The first number is 12, which represents the month of December. Since December 5th was circled, this means the fifth letter of the month, which is M. 4 is for April. The circled 4 gives us the letter I. 6 of August leaves us with T, and March 4th and 5th, of course, will be the C and the H. Very smart thinking, Alex. Except it probably took you 30 minutes to figure out and write down the code, and you could have instead called the police. But no, you had to be a smarty pants and die. Okay, I'm done with my rant now. So, how many of the riddles did you get right? Tell us in the comments below. Be sure to give us a like and challenge all your friends by sharing this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and see more fun and challenging puzzles like these, and to join us on the bright side.